Okay. So, this conversation... Okay. I am talking about, real quick, real simple, talking about what you have. It's not about what you have. It's what you do with what you have. And I'm sure a lot of us have heard this before. We've been taught this. Okay, well, it's not about what I have. It's what I make of it. It's not about what I have. It's what this, that, and the third. If you think about it, one thing I do like about modeling, it's not really just about the clothes. It's how you wear the clothes. How do you fit what it is that you have on? What is your personality? How are you with it? So, it's the same thing spiritually. It's not about what gifts you have. It's about how you use those gifts. There's a lot of gifted people who are not using their gifts. It's a lot of people who, they do have gifts, they use their gifts, but they don't use them in the way that some of us would expect them to use. And so I want this to be more of a reflective live. With whatever gift you have, with whatever you feel you bring to the world, how are you using it? How are you showing up? Are we making excuses? Are we choosing to hide what it is that we have to bring to the world? Are we choosing to use our gifts for evil? Are we choosing to use what was given to us to only lift us up and not also the community? What are we doing with what we have? Excuse me. Thank you. So I'm like, what is this bug doing? Because it's a lot of times where we get stuff, right? We manifest things. I'm learning this. We can manifest things. But if you don't know how to take care of what you already have, how do you expect to be able to handle more? If you're already not putting in work on what you know how to do, if you're not putting work into your innate abilities, that's how I want to say that. If you're not putting work into your innate abilities, how do you expect to be blessed by this, and the third? If you're not putting work into what it is that you most want, how do you expect that when you get that, you take care of it? How do you expect that? How do you expect things to just change when you finally have it? Because it's not about just what you have. It's how you take care of it. It's how you care for it. It's how you give attention to it. It's how you give energy to it. That's what changes everything. That's what changes everything. When I was a kid, my mom, she didn't like how society made brands seem. She didn't like that. So as all the other kids had on Nikes and hello, as all the other kids wore Nike and Jordans or whatnot, we got Walmart stuff. We got stuff thrifted. And at the time as a kid, I was like, why can't we just get the designer stuff? Like, why can't we do that? But as I got older, I started to see it's people that have on a designer and don't know what to do with it. It's people that wear these expensive things, don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to dress. But then there's me. Excuse me, mama. But then there's me. I don't have on designer. But you better bet I'm dressing down. I'm dressing down. I didn't care if I didn't have on the Jordans or the Nikes or the what. You better bet Alexandria is going to step. And it may not look like the step in which you dress, but with whatever I have on, I'm going to wear it with confidence because I know I look good. In most people, I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know because I only view it from me. But for me, for example, you see this headband, you see the colors, on the shirt. For any narrow-minded person, the colors don't match. But because I wear it so good, you looked at me and was like, wow, she's dressed very nicely. In most cases, somebody else try it with no confidence, you'd immediately spot, that doesn't, she's dressed down. It's not about what you have. It's how you take care of it. It's how you move with it. What are you doing with it? Is what you have being a nuisance to you? Is what you have not moving the way you want to? If it's not, why? If it's not, why? If you feel like you have a gift but you can't put it out there, why? Who's telling you that? Who's convincing you of this? In the future, is your successful self thinking these things? Is the version of yourself who is moving with purpose, with vision, with love, would that version of you be saying these things that you're saying right now? Would that version of you be making this excuse? Would the wealthy version of you be making these excuses? Would the wealthy version of you, it's not about what you have, it's about how you move with it. We all have a mind, but it's about how we move with it. That's the only difference between successful people. And success is a mindset. It's not about money. It's not about wealth. It's about mindset. What are you doing with what you have? In Cash In, Cash Out, 21 Savage, he's like, what did he say? Put me in the slums, I'm going to turn it to $1 million street. No. He said, put me in a third world country in the slums, I'm going to turn it to $1 million street. I heard that and I was like, wow. That's a mindset. That's a wealthy mindset. It does not matter what you're starting off with. When you have the mind, it's turning lead into gold. This alchemy. This is alchemy. What I'm teaching is alchemy. What I'm talking about is alchemy. The questions that I'm asking, I just want you to start hitting the shallow parts. Because it's going to get deeper. I only got 17%, so I can't go into deeper right now. But it's only going to get deeper. Because you realize the only person stopping you from having the mindset. I made a video and I was talking about this conversation I was having with Spirit. And it felt like I was just lacking resource. Like I didn't have what I needed in order to succeed. I felt like I was lacking. I felt like God was not helping me because I'm like, okay, well, I have this gift. I have these abilities, but you're not even helping me to get it out there. You're not helping me do what I need to do. Like you've put me in a place of nothingness and then expect me to turn that into something. How? And this is where they've taught us this. They've taught us not to use the imagination. They've taught us how to not expand our way of thinking. I say, resource, you're never lacking in resource because source gives you reasons to create. Let me say that again. You're never lacking in resources. It's not about what you have. You're not lacking in resources. You will never lack in resource because source is always going to give you a reason to create. That is why you are here. You are a creator. You are an innately alchemist. So it's not about what you have. It's about what you do with what you already are given. How do you take care of that? What are you doing to take care of that? Innately, we are alchemists. Right now, how my phone is sitting, right? There are no tables around me. It is just me and a seat. Let me give you an example. Right now, it is just me sitting down. There's no table. There's no reason my phone should be standing because I'm sitting on a chair. This is why. This is it. I'm like, okay, I don't have anything to set my phone on. There's nothing here. What can I use that is going to allow me to be able to do what I'm trying to do, because I know I'm already going to do it. I asked Spirit for sticks. I looked around. It was a piece of concrete just sitting right there. Look at the shape. Perfect for setting my phone on. Source is always going to give you reasons to create. You never lack resource. That was an example. You never lack resource. Ever. And even when it seems like you are, there's something else you can do. This is where the art of pivoting comes in. This is where the art of pivoting comes in. If you can't see it now, leave it alone, move on to the next. Earlier, I was budgeting. I was getting worked up because I'm like, I don't know how these numbers are going to work. Spirit's giving me multiple things I got to get done. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how I'm going to, you know what? I'm leaving it alone for right now. Because right now I'm frustrated. Right now my brain is confuzzled. I'm not touching this. I'll leave it alone for 15 minutes. I go back to it. I'm like, boom. This is going to go here. This is going to go here. This is going to go here. I also teach this in the art of pivoting in another video I posted. The art of pivoting is not about avoiding things. It's about leaving space to allow your mind to create ways for you to think more expansively. Hello. That's it. The art of pivoting is not about, oh, I don't want to deal with this, and then avoiding it. Avoiding it gets you nowhere. Avoiding things gets you nowhere. But when you can say, I'm going to leave it alone for right now. I'm going to give me space to allow my brain to create the solution. It'll be there. It'll be there. I was upset. I'm like, these numbers aren't working. Let me put it down and let me do something else. As soon as I started doing this something else, it came to me. It's not about what you have. How are you using your imagination to turn lead into gold? How are you using the mind you were given? The special mind you were given. How are you using that for your benefit and the collective's benefit? Because it's a lot of selfish people who they have gifts. They know how to turn things into what they want it to be, and then they leave everybody else behind. I don't feel like that's a way to live. In my personal belief system, I don't do things just for the good of me. I do things for the good of me and the collective. Because we're a collective at the end of the day. So how are you using what you have and turning it into something that is going to be expansive for your future? And if you have a problem, if you have problems with using your imagination at the moment, right? Don't use your, well, actually you kind of still do. Like, this is still kind of the step-by-step way of turning lead into gold. Think about if you already have the gold. If for me, for example, what did I just talk about? If you cannot use the version of yourself right now to create the version of you that you want to be in the future and go based off their thought process. If the version of you in the future is always using their gifts and making money off using your innate gifts, how would they think? How would they act? And then compare where you are to how they are and start to adopt it. It's like a funnel. It's like a funnel. I teach alchemy. Okay? It's a funnel. Because if you feel like you're not that version now, create the version, because your future only exists because you have created it now, right? Your future only exists because you have created it now, in this present moment. So when you tell yourself, the future version of me is going to have a wealth mindset, which means she's not going to be upset about having to spend money on things that's going to care for her. She's not going to be upset about being so too booked and busy. I don't say booked and busy. I say booked and balanced. The future version of me is not going to be bothered by my calendar being filled up. The future version of me is not going to feel overwhelmed because so many people want to meet with me. When you start saying these things, innately start to embody it now because you have created it now. So anytime I feel lack, I just think, how would the wealthy version of me feel about this? Would she be acting like this? Would she be in this mindset? If not, dead it. Dead it right then and there. Some of y'all be thinking, and this is the problem too with, I think it depends on certain children of spirit. But at the end of the day, we all have the capability to evolve quickly, depending on how bad you want it. And so this ideal that it's going to take me so long to get rid of this mindset, it's going to take me so long. It's excuses. It's really excuses. It's really excuses. It's really excuses. Because when you start to embody that version of yourself now, it knows no past. Oh my gosh, I'm giving game here. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. When you start to embody that version of yourself now, it knows no past. It is not bound by your past. And okay, this is where that tough love comes in, because I see a lot of people use this shit as excuses. Well, you know, I think I still need to, and myself included at times. Oh, I think I still need to like sit with it, and you know, we're coddling it. We're coddling that version of ourselves because we don't want to change. That's just how it is. That's all it is. You're coddling yourself because you don't want to change. You want to stay stuck in that area. Therefore, you're going to give excuses, because that's what they are at the end of the day. Excuses on why you can't just go ahead and change. Because here's the thing. If that version of you already exists, which they do, which is why you are able to say, this is how she will be, because that version of you already exists. It already exists. All you are doing is matching that timeline, matching that version of yourself, and getting into alignment with them. That version of me that I'm talking about in the future exists now. This is what I'm saying. The version of me that exists in the future exists now. Therefore, when I start to embody who she is now, that brings her to me. That is the funnel. That is enough. I won't say too much on that. But that's that. So, let me see. Let me see. Why is this? Oop. Yeah, who can see their live? Oh, let's see. Okay. I don't know what keeps popping up, but so yes, that is how that works. That's what it does. It's not about what you have, it's how you use it. And you are an alchemist. You have the power to turn everything into gold. This rock, cement, which may still be a rock, but was just on the ground. I just physically turned lead into gold. I did that with my mental first. All I had to do was ask for it. Spirit, give me something to set my phone up on. That was all I said. That was all I said. That was it. Looked. I didn't even have to look far. And so you are the innate alchemist. You have the power to turn anything you need to into gold. You have the power to create your own life. So that's all I came on here to say. My phone is on 10%. So I'm going to go. Love y'all. I hope you could take from this. I hope I set the intention that this fuels the alchemic version of you that exists, that is waiting for you to also do so. To those who have already fueled this alchemic version of yourself, I hope I was able to channel what you may need in this moment, as I need it as well. And yeah, because we out here turning lead into gold. So I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.